Season 5 at the WCG begins with a bang as backyard cricket goes international with the Kiwis in town. In a long list of sporting rivalries, backyard cricket now takes its place in trans-Tasman folklore as Australia and New Zealand's newest score to settle. The WCG has been revamped in anticipation for this landmark event as backyard cricket conquers a new frontier. But the time for talk is over. A series long in the making has finally arrived. Players and fans alike are in party mode and are ready for the festival of cricket ahead. History in the making at the WCG. It's WCG Australia taking on the New Zealand Blackyards on your home of backyard cricket, WCG TV. Welcome to the WCG for the opening day of the 2019 Honey Badger Trans-Tasman Backyard Cricket Series, which sees WCG Australia taking on the New Zealand Blackyards. This historic event is 380 days in the making, and we're ready to get this show on the road. A reminder on the series format: this series will be played over 2 days. Today sees the two sides battle it out in a 2-innings test match that's worth 6 points, with the bulk of the points on offer in tomorrow's fixtures. 2 one-day internationals will be played for 4 points each, and 3 T5 matches worth 5 points apiece will determine the series winners. It's a race to 15 points. Who will get there first? The captains are in the middle and ready for the toss. Your call. Bats. Hills. Hills. Bats, one bat. You! Scott wins yet another toss at the WCG and has no hesitation in batting first. To WCG Australia's side now, and it will be Brendan Scott and Matthew White who will lead this side into battle as captain and vice captain respectively. Both had fantastic seasons last time out at the WCG. We'll be looking to bring that form into this series. Rabiel Basher and Ryan Schaefer take their places in this test team, with the latter having a fantastic debut season last time out at the WCG. Gavin Merrifield and Pat McGregor, who will both bring a bit of experience to this side, also take their places in this test team. The two J's, Justin Brooke and Josh Bolling, also take their places in this team, with Brooke making his test debut at the WCG on the biggest stage of all. Rounding out the WCG Australia side is Nathan Hancock and Michael Johnson. Both had somewhat of a breakthrough season at the WCG in Season 4. And will be looking to kick on into Season 5 on the biggest stage of them all. And to the New Zealand Blackyards lineup now. It's the two Auckland boys, Viggo Rasmussen and Logan Strange, who will lead the tourists in their maiden voyage over the ditch. The Taranaki connection of Henry Miles and Satch Pryor also take their place in this side after impressive backyard bash campaigns. Sam Fastia, another one of the Taranaki connection, also takes his spot in this Blackguard side, alongside Simon McFarlane of OG's Hawke's Bay. McFarlane was a late call-up for the OG's victorious National Championship side and has earned a national call-up in the process. Tamati Kemp and Shane Louis, who are also members of the victorious OG's Hawke's Bay side, take their places in this Blackyards lineup, with Blake Lambert and James Corder, who are also members of the victorious OG's Hawke's Bay side, who took out the New Zealand champs, rounding out the squad. James Corder was named the MVP, the Rattler as they name it, of the New Zealand champs, and is expected to carry that form into this massive Trans-Tasman series. The national anthems were sung loud and proud by both nations, as it's now time to get this show on the road. So it will be the skipper, Brendan Scott, who will open up the batting for WCG Australia. Made a mountain of runs in the Test Series last year against Rabi's 11. Can he get the Aussies off to the ideal start? So all is in readiness for the first ball of this 2019 Honey Badger Trans-Tasman Series. It's going to be Tamati Kemp Will bowl over the wicket to Brendan Scott. In now, it's a fall-in swing and delivery, and Scott jams the bat down on it and gets a thick inside edge and will get off the mark with the first delivery. That's a pretty decent start here from the Kiwis. Scott is off and racing for the series. Attempt to continue to Scott in the opening over. He's in now and that's a good length delivery, and Scott is forward and defends well. It's been a good start with the pill here for the Kiwis. They are well accustomed to using this swing ball. As Kemp will continue to Scott over the wicket. In now and it's another good length delivery, and Scott is on the back foot and defends. Scott has had his troubles with the swing ball in the past, so this is a cautious start. As Kemp will continue again, this one's an overpitch delivery, and Scott gets his first boundary of the tournament as he pierces the offside field. A boundary to end the first over, no wicket for 5. As the skipper Viggo Rasmussen to bowl the second over of the innings. As he's in now to Scott, and Scott drives and gets a thick inside edge. That's well fielded there at mid-wicket by Sam Fastia. This is a good battle already brewing at the WCG. And skipper v skipper as Viggo Rasmussen will come into Scott again. As Scott is forward and there's a bit of a laboured appeal there from the Kiwis. They thought that might have hit the pad first. He's playing a stroke and wouldn't be given out anyway. Rasmussen will continue to Scott in the second over. No wicket for 6. That's a good length delivery, and Scott lets that go outside the off stump. One of the features of Scott's game early on is his leaving. Forces the bowlers to bowl to him. As Rasmussen will continue in the second over. This one's a shorter, wider delivery, and he lets this one go to end the over. It'll be the leg spinner Sam Fastia to bowl the third over of the innings. As he's in now to Scott, and that's a well-flighted delivery, and Scott is back and cuts. That's well fielded by Satch Pryor from Taranaki there at point. Saved his side of boundary. Fastia to continue in the third over. He's in now once again to Scott. He's dragged this one a little bit short, and Scott puts this away through mid-wicket for his second boundary. Fastia drags this one down and pays the price. No wicket for 10. Fastia will continue to Scott over the wicket. And now this one's a full-flighted delivery, and Scott drives this one down the ground for another boundary. Fastia overcompensating for the one he dragged down short earlier. And he's punished down the ground. The final ball of the Fastia over. As he's in now to Scott, it's another flighted delivery. And Scott is forward and defends well. Good way to end the third over there for the Kiwis. WCG Australia, no wicket for 14. So a positive start here for the Aussies after winning the toss and batting. Quite hot today here at the WCG. The temperature's ticking over the 30 mark, so they'll be looking to bat and bat long. It's going to be Shane Louis of OG's Hawke's Bay who will bowl the fourth over of the innings. As he comes in now over the wicket to Scott, and that's a good one to start with. That one leaves Scott, who just pulls the bat inside the line. And that's a good start there from the man they call China. Touted as New Zealand's quickest man on the park here. That's a pretty decent start. As he'll continue to Scott, who hasn't offered a shot here. He's been struck on the boot, and he's been given! Louis has got the massive wicket of Scott early on, and the Kiwis are ecstatic. We talked about Scott's leaving early on, but he looks to have got this one wrong. Oh, that might have pushed outside the line of leg stump. Might be a little unlucky, but you're always at the risk when leaving the ball. 1 for 14. So that early breakthrough brings the youngster Nathan Hancock to the crease at number 2. What an occasion and big responsibilities here for the 16-year-old, who has to contend with a fired-up Shane Louis, who has got the big wicket of Scott with just his second ball of the tournament. So to be Shane Louis into Nathan Hancock for his first delivery. In now to good length delivery, and Hancock bravely wears that on the body. Louis to continue to Hancock over the wicket. As he's in now, and this one's a full delivery, and there's a massive appeal as Sam Fastia dives to take the catch. But it doesn't look like there's any bat. Oh, they might have been appealing for LB there. He's playing a stroke. It'll be Satch Pryor to bowl to Nathan Hancock for his first over of the tournament. As he's in now, and this one starts wide, but comes back into Hancock, who leaves that alone outside the off stump. So the Kiwis, after losing the toss, are on top here, and they've got their tails up after the big wicket of Scott early on. As Pryor will continue to Hancock. It's another shorter delivery. Hancock is in behind it and defends well on the offside. Hancock looking to just steady the ship after the loss of the early wicket. Here is Satch Pryor will continue to him now over the wicket. Henry Miles pushes in underneath the lid. As he's in now, and that's a good length delivery which leaves Hancock. And there's a bit of an appeal here from the Kiwis. It looked to have missed the bat by some way. Yeah, it has. Oh, he flicks his leg on the way back. 1 for 14 as Blake Lambert will bowl his first delivery of the tournament. And it's a pretty shocking one to start with. Yeah, definitely a loosener as his captain has suggested. The score now moves to 1 for 15. Young Hancock still yet to get off the mark here. Just absorbing the early pressure. Getting himself into the innings. As Lambert will continue around the wicket. As Nathan Hancock just dabs that on the offside. And will get off the mark now. With smart batting from the youngster. As he scores his first run of the tournament. Here it'll be Simon McFarlane to bowl his first delivery of the tournament. Here he's in now to Nathan Hancock. And it's a good start. It's a good length delivery. And Hancock just defends on the offside. Good patience being shown from the youngster. As McFarlane will come into him now once again. This one's a shorter delivery. He's hit that on the offside in the air. And it's gone for 6. But that really should have been taken there by Henry Miles at cover. It sat up. He smoked it. But that should have been taken. 6 runs. A let off there for the youngster. As Logan Strange by the 10th over of the innings. As he's in now. And that's a good bumper. That's a back of a length delivery which gets big on Hancock. Gets out of the way of it well. Strange to continue to Hancock over the wicket. As he's in now, and this one's an outswing and delivery, but Hancock has hit this over the fence, and that's a second wicket down for WCG Australia. Hancock's patience had finally run out as he's dismissed for 7. The Aussies 2 for 26. So it'll be the X Factor, Michael Johnson, who will walk out for the Aussies at number 3. His side are in a bit of trouble here in the first session at 2 for 26. Can he get the Aussies back on track? So it'll be Strange into Johnson for his first delivery. In now, it's an in-swinging delivery. This one hits Johnson on the thigh. It'll be Tamati Kemp to bowl his second over of the innings. He's in now to Johnson. It's a back of length delivery. And Johnson pulls that on the leg side. But can't get that past Shane Louis there at short mid-wicket. Kiwis have got their tail up. They're well on top here in this opening session. Kiwis have left a big gap for Johnson there on the leg side. As Kemp will continue to him over the wicket. And now it's a full delivery and he gets this down the ground. Johnson for his first boundary of the series. He's off the mark in style. It's over pitch there from Kemp. Pays the price. Positive signs there from Johnson. As Kemp will continue to him now. And it's another full delivery and it's a back foot drive from Johnson, which gets past the Kiwi skipper. And that's another boundary. Johnson has raced along to 8 as he channels his inner Gordon Greenwich. It's the skipper Viggo Rasmussen to bowl his second over of the innings. And he's in now to Johnson to full in-swinging delivery. And he's hit this uppishly onto the fence. And that's well fielded there by Shane Louis, who saves another boundary. This will be the final over of the opening session. Rasmussen will continue to Johnson. This one's a shorter delivery and Johnson has a flay at it. And it's gone over the fence. And the Kiwis are well on top now. That's the 3rd Aussie wicket they've got this morning. Johnson goes for 8. The Aussies 3 for 35. That's a big reception to the crease for the vice skipper Matt White. With his side in trouble at 3 for 35 in this opening session. Returned to some of his best form at the WCG last season. And the Aussies need him to stand up here. So it'll be Rasmussen into White over the wicket for his first delivery. In now, and it's a good in-swinging delivery. And White just plays that on the offside. Kiwis have been brilliant with the ball this morning. They'd love to take a 4th and the big wicket of White into this first break. As Rasmussen will continue to White now. That's a full in-swinging delivery. This one slides down the leg side. And it's left alone by White. So just one more delivery for White to negotiate before the break. A brilliant opening session here from the Kiwis. As Rasmussen bowls again to White. It's a full toss and it hasn't been fielded there by Shane Louis. And that's a boundary to end the first session for the Aussies. White is off the mark with a boundary. The first session belongs to the Kiwis. So WCG Australia limp into the first break at 3 for 39. Scott dismissed for 13. Hancock for 7. Johnson for 8. And Matt White is currently at the crease 4 not out. Can the Kiwis continue their march through the Australian order? We'll find out next.